Hello and welcome to your pelvic region energetic and muscular release. I find this practice very beneficial for women who store their energetic stress or suppressed emotions within that pelvic region. I also find it really beneficial for women who tend to hold and brace through the core and pelvic floor quite tightly in their day-to-day or during their exercise. Over the years, we've reinforced to women to switch on and brace through the core and pelvic floor during their exercise particularly, and this can carry over to their day-to-day life. But in fact, this is not how the pelvic floor or core is designed to work. And what we're seeing in the women's health physiotherapy industry particularly is women coming in with overactive pelvic floors. So if you do notice during this practice that you're really finding it difficult to relax the pelvic floor, or if you're just noticing that you are releasing a lot of tension there, you might like to be mindful that during your day-to-day, we don't want to be gripping and holding our pelvic floor and core too strongly or tightly. We want to allow our belly to bulge as we breathe in and allow our pelvic floor to relax and contract during the day-to-day motions as it's designed to. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to contact me. I've got here two of our yoga blocks, and I'm going to use these just to demonstrate where you might like to use something similar in this practice. If you don't have yoga blocks, that's absolutely fine. You can simply use rolled up towels, pillows or blankets to help to support you. So we're going to start today in an four-point kneeling position, so on all fours. Bring your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees will be hip distance apart directly under the hips. And just doing some circular motions to begin with, just to settle into the practice. And just reversing those circles. Allow your belly just to relax here. And then bring yourself into a midline position. We're going to practice here just tipping the pelvis back and forth, so rocking so that the coccyx or tailbone peaks up towards the ceiling or to the sky and then tucks back under. So you're directing the sit bones and the tailbone up towards the sky and then tucking them under, directing the sit bones towards the knees. You can find this movement practice very difficult, so some women find it difficult to dissociate this movement, and if that's the case, I encourage you to try and just practice it sitting on a chair, because that actually is a lot easier for some women. And now we're just going to bring in further movement through the spine, so going into like a cat-cow, so that you're beaming the chest forward, bringing the collarbones to open as you let the belly just droop and relax. And then as you breathe out, tucking the tailbone under, pushing those back ribs towards the sky. Breathing in, let the chest beam forward. Tailbone to the sky. Breathing out, pushing through that back ribs, letting the rib cage arch back up, tucking the tailbone under. Breathing in, heart beams forward, tailbone tips up. Breathing out, tucking tailbone under, pressing through the back ribs. One more round, breathing in letting the belly bulge and relax, breathing out. You may draw the belly button in slightly as you breathe out. Coming back to midline, just rocking side to side if that feels good for you. If it feels too much on your wrists, you can just take a rest back on to sit on the back of your feet. Just taking this time to tune in to how the pelvis is feeling. See if you can breathe in and just let the belly bulge as you breathe in. And breathe out, you might feel the lower belly just draw in as you breathe out. Breathe in, let the belly bulge. Letting it drop towards the floor. Breathing out. You may draw back in slightly. Breathing in, let the belly bulge. And breathing out, feeling it draw in slightly. We're going to take a lay onto our backs now. And just lay so that your feet are about hip distance apart. You can rock your pelvis forwards and back here and just find a neutral position so that you're not overly tucked under or not tilted too far in the other direction. So just somewhere in the middle. Try and relax through the inner thighs and through the buttocks as well here. If you need to help you to relax, you can bring the knees to touch and just walk the feet slightly wider, and that can help to just release some of the tension in through the inner thighs and through the buttocks as well. Placing one hand onto the lower tummy here and the other onto the side ribs. Just see if you can breathe in and let that belly bulge, and breathe out and let it fall back to the mat. Breathe in, let the belly bulge. Breathe out, let it relax. And you should feel a subtle movement both under your hand that is on the lower belly and onto the hand on the lower ribs. And just relaxing here. Bring both hands onto the lower abdomen. And just see if you can continue to feel that belly bulge with the breath in. Relaxing tension here. Now just bring some conscious awareness into the inner thighs and see if you can release and relax them any further. And then taking the hands so that you're using the 4 fingers on each hand to draw towards the middle of your buttocks. And just see if you can bring the buttocks wider and just release off any tension that you're holding there. So just bringing your hands to widen apart. Shouldn't feel uncomfortable at all. It's just releasing any tension that you're holding through the buttocks. Remember to just relax through your shoulders and through your neck. Continue to breathe slightly deeper than normal if that feels good for you. Just bring your awareness to the buttocks and let them relax and let go. Just a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, I'll get you to walk your feet together. And this is where you might need a support. So if you do need, bringing a pillow or a rolled towel to either side of you so that when you let your knees go wide, keeping your feet together such that they rest in a butterfly position. And you might feel that you need a pillow on one side and not on the other, or you might not need any at all, depending on where your legs fall to. And again, simply just allowing the stretch and release through the inner thighs and just softening through the belly. Hands wherever feels comfortable for you. And just taking some nice deep breaths into the lower belly. Feeling it bulge as you breathe in and feeling it relax as you breathe out. Same happens with the pelvic floor. As you breathe in, it will bulge, and as you breathe out, it recoils. When you're ready, just bringing one hand to either sides of the knees or to either knee, helping them to bring them back together, straightening out one leg, and then just simply bring one knee to hug towards the chest. Only use the tension that feels comfortable for you. Shouldn't need to fight any resistance here. Should be able to completely relax. Just let go. Straightening that leg and then bringing the other knee towards your chest. Fingers can interlace and draw that knee down towards the chest. Relaxing through the face, the neck and shoulders, and completely relaxing through the hips. Again, only using the overpressure or the pressure from your hands such that you can continue to relax through the entire hip, that you're not creating any tension there, because that would really be counterproductive. We want to just relax and release through here. Just let everything go. And when you're ready, just straightening that leg out. You might like to bring your hands overhead and just stretch so that you get a little bit of a release through the lower abdomen there. And we're going to finish with a pose that we call legs up the wall, which is simply just doing that, bringing your legs up against the wall and allow the gravity to just pull the blood towards the pelvis and to really just feel that relaxation. So to get yourself into that position, you can just bring yourself close to the wall and then really just let yourself lower down so that your buttocks are really close up to the wall. Let yourself lay down and then walking the legs up the wall. If you need to go and find yourself a wall and move your mat, that's absolutely fine. If you don't have a mat, just using a towel or finding yourself somewhere that's comfortable to lay. And just let your arms rest in a comfortable position. They can be above your head, beside you. And then just releasing any tension through the inner thighs or the knees. Let the feet just simply fall into the position that they fall into. And again, just relaxing through that lower abdomen and the pelvic floor. And you can stay here for as long as feels comfortable for you. This is a great pose to finish the day with, particularly if you find that you have a build-up of tension through this area. Just simply finishing your day laying here just for a couple of minutes can be really nourishing and helpful. And then when you've completed your pose, you can walk your legs down and simply roll off to a side that feels good for you and sitting back up. If you want to hold that a little longer, then just go ahead and do so. I'm going to finish in a cross-legged position. If that feels good, you can too. Bring your hands just to rest at the knees and a couple of deep breaths just to acknowledge the practice you have just done and to notice any shifts and any changes of sensation in around that pelvic region. Thank you for joining in this practice today, and I will see you in the next video.